Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my Let's Play of Mass Effect 1 Legendary Edition. We're here with Bella Shepard, ready to carry out just a few little side missions we're going to do here on the Citadel with Tally and Ashley. We'll probably be doing the Hanar preacher guy over there, and then the widow and the ex brother-in-law. Oh, that's over that way as well. We may head to Flux and deal with the guy who's trying to work the machines. He's rigging it with the little device he has. We may do that, or we may just save that one for later. But after that, we're heading to look into the one that we got from Hackett with the biotics. Uh, we'll look into that, and then also into these investigating these shipments. But before I do the investigating shipments, I do want to do the one that had the rack knife. We'll go and look into that. Um, yeah, we're gonna knock back quite a few side missions on this one. Um, I was kind of do recalculating on how many videos we might have left. I think we might have 5 videos. All right, much to go. But and another thing I wanted to bring up here is there's going to be an kind of a lame ass in-game um, reason for what I've done here that you're about to see, and then the meta real reason why we did it. But the in-game version that we're going with is Shep's hanging out with the gals here after having the cipher in their done there on Pharaoh's. She just feels a little different. She's had to have a new look. She went and got her hair done. So yeah, let's go ahead and get rid of that. There we go. That's Shepard now. Somehow she grew her hair out. Don't know quite how she did that, but that's her new look, and that's how she's gonna rock it. She may also even, who knows, having a different style of clothes she may wear on more casual situations on the Normandy or whatever. We'll see. But but it's actually just the meta reason, the reason I've done it is because their hair she had, the bachelor hair. There's only a mod for this first game. There isn't one for the second and third game. So when Mass Effect 2 happens at the beginning and Shep through the Lazarus Project wakes up with that bachelor haircut, she wakes up with a shaved head. And it's not a look I really like. I don't even have her go through, but it may end up still happening. But I don't think so. This is from a model from a modern named Morning Angel. She makes a ton of hair mods and armor mods and all kinds of just really cool stuff. She's very talented at modder, and I never thought that I'd really give two shits about hair and doing that, but I've seen others gameplay and stuff with their Shepherd, and she does it for male and female. Just to have more options, I think is a good thing. So anyway, Shepherd's rocking this hair because I I have it for all 3 games, this style of hair. So I believe that when we import this save into Mass Effect 2, that she won't wake up. Well, she'll wake up with this hairstyle. So that's the meta reason of why we're doing it. I don't want to wake it up with the shaved head. So I mean, I guess it could make sense that she'd have a shaved head after the procedure she goes through, but I'd just rather not. I'd rather just go ahead and do this. It's just done through the save editor. It's simple enough, and so yeah, let's get on with some gameplay. Not enough talk of doing hair and whatnot. But yeah, that cipher had her just feeling different. Don't know if it scrambled her brain a little bit and affected her personality somehow, but yeah, that's what's happening. All right, let's just speak to Savina real quick.
Welcome to Presidium Tourism Terminal 1. There are many points of interest here, including the Citadel embassies and CSEC headquarters. On the far end of this level, you can see the Citadel Tower, where the Council meets regularly to discuss matters of interstellar importance.
Can you tell me about the Citadel Council?
What can you tell me about the Citadel Council?
Originally, the Council consisted of representatives from the Asari and Solarians, the 2 dominant species in Citadel space. Roughly 1,304 galactic standard years ago, Turians were invited to join the Council in recognition of the role they played during the Krogan Rebellion. Since then, the three council races have worked together to ensure the peaceful coexistence of the galactic community, while preserving individual autonomy for each species.
Sounds a little too good.
It can't be as simple as that. There must be problems somewhere in the system.
I am not programmed to make that kind of qualified judgment. My code is limited to information and simple interaction simulations.
What can you tell me about specters?
Do you know anything about specters?
The term Spectre is derived from the branch of Special Tactics and Reconnaissance. Each Spectre agent is handpicked by the Council. Their primary role is preserving galactic stability and resolving volatile situations that cannot be handled through normal political channels. In this role, they are granted extraterritorial rights and jurisdictions. Spectres answer to no law or authority except the Council itself.
Yep. Alright. What can you know about CSEC?
I want to know more about Citadel security.
Citadel security serves as law enforcement for all regions of the Citadel, though the majority of officers serve in the wards. Executor Palin, a Turian, is the current head of CSEC, but individuals from virtually every species across Citadel space serve as officers beneath him. If you wish to learn more, Executor Palin's office is located in the CSEC headquarters just across the lobby.
Okay, what can you tell me about the embassy?
Tell me about the embassies.
Each species in Citadel space important enough to be consulted on matters of galactic politics maintains an embassy on the Presidium. The Volus were the first non-council species to be granted an embassy, roughly 2,384 galactic standard years ago. As Citadel space has expanded, more embassies have been added. The most recently added embassy belongs to your own species, humanity. It was added 19 galactic standard years ago, despite some rather vocal opposition.
Yeah, you can definitely see why the Bullets are a little embittered, though. I mean, they've been at this for nearly 2,400 years, and they have a shared office space. Their humanity shows up, and as we well know, they're going to be part of the council here by the time this game is over. So, yeah, that's pretty rough. Why was humanity opposed?
Why were people trying to keep my species out?
Some species felt humanity was given preferential treatment. It often takes a century or more before a new species is granted an embassy. The Council gave a great deal of thought to this matter. In the end, they decided humanity's impact on Citadel space was significant enough to warrant an embassy.
Yeah, humans are pretty powerful in this game, so and ambitious. It makes sense that they've kind of gotten their way. Obviously, she's not capable of making this kind of a judgment, but we'll ask.
Do you agree with their decision?
I am not programmed to make that kind of qualified judgment. My code is limited to information and simple interaction simulations.
And why were the Volus first?
How come the Volus were the first species given an embassy?
In the early years following the formation of the Council, the Volus were, apart from the Asari and Solarians, the most populous and widespread species in Citadel space. They established many new colonies and trading outposts, and they petitioned the Council for a greater role in determining interstellar policy. In recognition of their work to expand interstellar trade and establish a standardized galactic economy, the Volus were granted an embassy here on the Citadel.
I mean, it's such a huge contribution, man. Yeah, they don't have the military force to back, to contribute to the council the way they'd like, but that's still one hell of a contribution. Yeah, that's all they got out of it is an embassy, huh?
Why weren't they made a council race?
The Council races have extensive responsibilities. They must provide personnel and ships for the Citadel fleets. They often provide economic aid in times of disaster. It would be unfair to demand such an enormous burden of a species unable to meet these obligations. The embassies allow lesser species to have a voice on the Citadel.
Lesser species, man. So arrogant.
That's pretty damn arrogant.
Yeah.
I apologize if my personality has offended you. Please submit all formal complaints in writing to the Citadel Tourist and Visitor Board.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, and thank you for using Avena.
Uh huh.
Please enjoy your visit to the Citadel.
I shall. Yeah, it's pretty shitty. Bullets deserve better, in my opinion. All right, we'll go deal with the Hanar preacher over here. See about that situation. And yeah, we're gonna be dealing with a bunch of Rachni here in just a bit. Lots of them on the way.
You're not allowed in here.
This one believes it has the right to move freely through this area.
You're creating a public disturbance. It's against Citadel regulations.
This one is unsure why the other would not wish word of the enkindlers to be spread.
Oof. What's going on over here? I'm sure I can help. I'm nosy.
That Hanar refuses to listen to reason. Why can't it act in an orderly and lawful manner?
What exactly is the problem?
Are there laws being broken here?
I am not unreasonable. The Hanar is free to spew its nonsense once it purchases an evangelical permit.
What are the rules of this permit?
So if the Hanar gets a permit, it's allowed to preach?
No. Registered evangelicals must follow regulations. There are specific areas where preaching is legal. Failure to follow the regulations results in the forfeiture of the license.
What's the reasoning behind the permit?
What's the purpose behind the evangelical permits?
Forcing religious evangelicals to register for a permit weeds out undesirables. It keeps the area safe. The Citadel is too important to become a battleground for a religious war.
Does it really, or just allow those that have more money back behind them to preach? The ones that don't can't. If it's breaking the law, though, why not just arrest it?
Why don't you just arrest the Hanar?
I could arrest the jelly, but my superior has requested that I find a solution that does not anger the Hanar. The Hanar become vocal when they feel their religious beliefs are being suppressed.
I mean, as do most religious people. I mean, freedom of religion obviously is greatly important, and as is, of course, freedom to not believe, but not fall within that same area. Uh, Now that they have rules that are being applied here that you have to be within designated areas, then the Hanar should comply. Um, See what I could do. Let me talk to it.
If you'd like, I could talk to the Hanar for you.
I have argued with the stubborn jelly all afternoon. You are certainly welcome to try.
Let's see what it says.
Do you desire to learn of the enkindlers? Or has the Honorable CSEC officer enlisted assistance?
And by the way, for if those of you who haven't realized or haven't heard or whatever, all the Hanar are voiced by Mark Meir, which is the voice of Mel Shepherd. He does this. He also does all the Vorcha in Mass Effect 2 and 3, which I can't imagine doing those voices. That had to just tear his throat apart. But, it's Mark Meir doing the voices here. Yeah, this isn't the way, though.
Is this really how you want to represent the Enkindlers?
The truth of the enkindlers must be made known. They gave the Hanar language, and gave the universe the mass relays. This one only wishes to spread the truth to any who will listen. There is no intent to cause trouble.
There's trouble anyway. Do I want to intimidate it? Not really. I want to handle this in a more Paragon way in this location. There's no need to be intimidating. We'll try to speak to it. Hopefully it's better nature.
Is this how the Enkindlers would want you to use this gift of consciousness?
The enkindlers would wish for their message to be spread to all sentient races.
Yeah, I can't say they wouldn't want this. I don't know. I can't speak for them, but Maybe not in this way.
If the Protheans had wanted you to force your message on the unwilling, they'd have said so.
This one hears wisdom. Perhaps enthusiasm has clouded judgment in this matter. This one departs now, and will not intrude upon the Presidium again.
Yep. I've got the rules. You know, say it's an unfair rule, it's unjust, but there's no one else up here preaching any other, so he shouldn't have special treatment to be allowed up here. If one can speak, they all should be able to speak, in my opinion.
I see the Hanar is left. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Happy to help.
Here, for your assistance in this matter. Now, if you'll excuse me, I should report to my superiors.
Why, thank you. I'll take your Omni Gel. Alright, now we're going to deal with this matter over here. Get close and get saved. Now, I'm going to say, were this a real life situation where I was coming across going to be two people arguing kind of heatedly between a man and a woman, I very likely would not intervene unless obviously things turn violent. And typically, unfortunately, this is how it works in society though, even if it were her to hit him, wouldn't intercede, wouldn't intervene. You know, you kind of watch to see how it plays out, but you wouldn't. But the moment the man lays a hand on the woman, then yeah, if you're a man of good conscience and honorable, I think you didn't have to try and break it up. But hearing this argument, I think I might watch from a distance, but I certainly wouldn't just walk in.
This baby is the only thing I have left of Jake.
But Shepard's nosy, and she likes to help folks, so she acts different than I would. I hear y'all arguing from way over there. What's going on?
I don't care what you think, Michael. It's my decision.
I know you're hurting, Rebecca, but don't let your grief hurt your baby too.
I mean, like I say, I'm a stranger coming into this situation. If I knew these two people, I absolutely would, be more willing. Me personally, I'd be more willing, obviously, to see if I could, cool people's temperatures down here and try and find agreement. But as a stranger, like, yeah, I don't know. All right, what seems to be the problem?
Can I help with anything?
Perhaps you can talk some sense into her.
I don't need anyone to talk sense into me, Michael. I'm not undergoing the treatments.
My sister-in-law here is pregnant, and she's refused to let the baby undergo gene therapy in utero.
That's your story. Let's hear hers.
I'm certain that she has a good reason. I'd like to hear both sides.
My husband Jacob died from a rare heart condition several months ago.
There's a chance that the baby could develop the same heart condition, but routine gene therapy can eliminate it.
A very small chance, Michael. And extranet reports say the therapy could harm the child.
It's less dangerous than the genetic enhancements that every soldier in the Alliance receives.
Now, the thing is here, okay, she's talking about that she's heard reports on obviously basically the internet saying that this could be dangerous, and I have no way of knowing if the stuff that he's touting is true and the way it is. And I have no way of knowing what she's saying that she's heard is true or not. You can certainly read plenty of bullshit on the internet, but you could obviously also read true things. But from Shepard's standpoint here, she has no way of knowing who's stating truths here. So we'll have to see what they're stating and kind of just base it on our best judgment here.
What are the chances that your child will develop the heart condition?
According to the doctors, there's a 1 in 50 chance. And if my baby develops the condition, medical treatments are available.
Which are nowhere near as effective as simply getting the gene therapy.
Now, if it's true that just medicines can be taken and it can be treated without issue, then, obviously then child and then it hopefully grows to be an adult would be able to just stay on the meds, and as long as the child stays on the meds, it takes, you know, what it needs, and it can live a healthy life, I'd imagine. But also, we have just heard that the husband died of from his heart condition. So was he not taking meds? Did he figure it wasn't so bad, so maybe he wasn't taking it as he should be, or was he taking it? It didn't help. So that's kind of, I don't have that information to know. But all right, and what about danger of therapy?
What are the chances that gene therapy could hurt the baby?
1 in 300 at most.
But extranet articles say there could still be long-term complications we don't know about. Don't you understand? If my baby is that 1 in 300, I will always wonder if I killed my baby for nothing.
Again, I don't know if what he's stating is true, and I don't know if what she's stating is to be truth here. I can only take it at face value of what they're saying. And at the end of the day, like I know the gentleman's coming from a noble place and a caring place. He wants what's best for his nephew or niece here, right? I mean, and as does she. She wants the same thing too, and she seems to believe that, know, just letting the child develop as it would, and if need be, then take meds. Then that's what it'll have to be. Ultimately, she's the mom.
It's Rebecca's child, Michael. I think you should honor her decision.
Damn it, she's not choosing. She's acting blindly out of grief.
As are you, though. You don't quite see that, but he is too. No, you're not helping here, bub.
Of course she is. So are you. Yelling at her will not bring your brother back.
How dare you? I'm trying to do what's best for the baby.
Yeah, then do so. Now, I can't say this is what's best. I don't know for certain, but it's in the mom's hands.
Then support the baby's mother. Stand with her when she makes the tough decisions.
This baby is the only thing my brother... It's all I have left of him. I need to know that the baby's safe.
He's coming from a good
It's all
place.
I have left too, Michael.
Of course, as is she.
I just want Jacob's child to be safe. I want to give him that much.
We will. I promise. Thank you for talking with us. I appreciate it.
Yeah, that's a very personal matter between the family that I don't know. So, like, there's no way I would have gotten involved in just a loud argument between people. If it got violent, I would, but no, not just heated argument between family members. No way, especially on a topic like that. Like, not for them to settle and to figure out it. And as you see too, though, it often happens when people are that impassioned in arguing. They're talking past each other. They're taking in hard into their own positions as they're feeling attacked, targeted for it, but they aren't hearing what the other person's saying, and seeing ultimately that they both care deeply about the child and what's best. So yeah, it's a tough situation. All right, I think we'll be heading now back to the Normandy, and then off to do some missions. Got a few to get done before we get back onto the main mission of Vermeer. Of course, there'll be some huge decisions at play there, and some of the best moments in all of Mass Effect with the Sovereign's when he's revealed. It's a spectacular moment. I'm looking at the. I meant to come here, not the freaking keeper. All right, back to the Normandy.
Logged. The commanding officer is aboard. XO Presley stands relieved.
Clipping with this outfit, so I'll probably have to change that up. Find something different for her. But all right, we'll be heading off to go look into the Geth out there. Not the Geth, the Rachni rather. It's kind of curious that I have arachnophobia, and um, I get some games it will bother me, like especially with which one do we do first? Erebus. I don't know. Well, look, I think there's one we wanted to kind of do before the other. I ain't sure. But, the Rachni don't bother me at all. I mean, they don't fight look like spiders, even though the name, arachnoid.
Commander,
So,
we've got an incoming distress signal. Patching through to you.
Mayday! 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 This is Lieutenant Marie Durand, 314th Infantry, Alliance 10th Frontier Division. The listening post has been overrun by unidentified hostile life forms. Request immediate extraction.
um, so they don't creep me out nearly as much as like Skyrim with those big ass spiders. I've only recently put in the mod to replace them with bears, but I played them forever with the spiders. And they're also the ones in Dragon Age Origins really grossed me out, creeped me out. I don't know, fear I've had since I was a kid. Something about the way they move, man, creeps me the hell out. Okay, Rachni. Definitely got to bring Rex when we're dealing with Rachni. That's their ancient enemy. And they deal poorly with biotics, so... Or rather, biotics work very well against them. Yeah, that moment on Burmar when Sovereign is revealed, man, that's a hell of a moment. It's so good. For me, between that moment and Vigil on Ilo, so there's just some of the greatest. There's something up here I want to look at. For um, this is a beautiful sky they created here. Pretty awesome. But yeah, those are two of some of my absolute favorite moments in all of Mass Effect. Sovereign's reveal and Vigil. So I'm really looking forward to that on Vermeer. Talk about that not watching where I was driving. Yep, I'm an old pro here. There's a little opening up there. There we go. Yeah. No trace of the mining crew. Any pop out? Oh boy, hopefully you get out, Rob. Ah, shite. Yeah, did I just fall into the trap? No, it looks like this is shallow enough for me to get out on this end. That's probably what happened to crews. They're digging, all of a sudden it fell down there and Rachni swarmed them. And I do think I was wrong about on Pharos about seeing one of these that was near that crane. I do think that was always there. I just didn't really pay much attention to it, but I do think one was likely always there. Watch being wrong, but there you go. You hear the Rachni song. Kind of a cool thing, I think. You can hear them singing it almost like it's a whale song. Yeah, this can be a tough spot where we're going to, where you gotta fight off waves of them, and then you go off to a mine that's full of them. So it can be tough. Listening post, night hive, mm, night hive. So I think we'll go ahead and take these two hives out, and then we'll head to the listening post. Obviously, we probably should head to the listening post because they're asking for help, but they're fine. I do like when games though do have kind of more realistic timing on things that you do gotta kind of attend to them, like the first mission in Deus Ex Human Revolution when you're first get in the office and like kind of give them freedom to go ahead and just roam around the office there. So we're any out. Yep. You oh shit. If you screw around too much in the office, the hostages will be killed. Which definitely happened to me the first time, because in those kind of games, I love to freaking look into everything and hack all the computers and break into everything. And in that, I looked at it as, oh god, his name just freaking, I never asked for this. Freaking his name just, oh my god. Can't believe I'm you know, I don't know why this happens when I'm doing Let's Plays, man. I can't remember names for shit. But, yeah, he's in charge of security there of that company, so all those computers, all that, hey, he has the right to get into your company computer. Maybe not, well, man, maybe as security also has the right to get into your desk and anything else, because it's all company property, I suppose, but that's my excuse anyway of why my dude's allowed to go in and just get in and steal everybody's shit. But I like that how if you screw around, there's a consequence to pay. The hostages die. They don't do that, I don't think, anymore in any other mission on that game. I think it is just that one, but I like that one. It's done. You can't just fiddle fart around. There is kind of an element of that in the second Mass Effect game when with the collectors, when they take your crew, or well, no, once you go onto the collector ship, the derelict Reaper, you've now set a clock in motion that they will come and abduct your crew, and then once that happens, how much you screw around, like you can't you can't screw around, and if you screw around, people start to die. So that's I do like that. And the first time I played it, I think I did end up losing like half. I think like Gabby, I think, died, but Ken lived. I think Shock was lived. Did Kelly die? I can't remember, but it's like it wasn't as bad. I think I might have done a couple missions, but I like that too, though. They all right. Now comes a real tough fight. We can set up our Mako to one of their machines so that'll allow for the turrets to basically, I think, draw off our power and fire on Yes, that's definitely helpful. But Deus Ex, I've never played the original game other than just a very tiny bit at the very beginning, just kind of get a feel for it. Um, I think I'd love it. I just haven't gotten around to ever playing it. But I love Deus Ex Human Revolution, and I also loved Mankind Divided. I thought that game was brilliant. It did have a ending that was kind of like it needed more, and unfortunately, it doesn't sound like they're going to be doing it, which is tremendous disappointment because it has such potential. It's such a great game. By Adam Jensen, by the way. Took me what 10 minutes to finally recall his name, but yeah, Adam Jensen. Yeah, they've definitely um, picked the game up here on how this all looks. Holy crap, this looks pretty amazing. Looks like they're getting attacked, so I'll go ahead and see if I can help. I don't know if will they just keep coming if I'm in my vehicle, or will it? No. I better get out. I'm pretty sure in the regular game, for killing all these type of Rachni like this in this battle, I don't think you get any XP for them. Which is a shame. Burn it with fire. Yeah, buddy. That it for now?
All clear.
I wonder if we can go into all this stuff. I will look into that before we leave. Well, that's where we'll be connecting the Mako to, of course. I can't believe I couldn't remember Adam Jensen's name, man. Played so many hours of that game. Hello.
First Lieutenant Durand, ma'am. 3rd Brigade, 14th Infantry Regiment, and I am damn glad to see you.
We're here to help.
We heard you needed some backup.
Actually, we need to get the hell out of here. But I guess your ship couldn't carry us all. They dropped us here a few months back. We get supplies every couple weeks. We didn't see anything local that was more dangerous than lichen. Yesterday, these animals started coming out of the ground. No idea where they're from. This is what's left out of 90 men. I'm the ranking officer.
Okay, is there like a weight limit on our ship? Like, there's lots of room. Why couldn't we just get them on board and fly them just to a local station or colony or something somewhere more safe? But like, they're less than 90 people. I mean, obviously, like, yeah, they wouldn't be able to have seats or, couldn't we just fit them on board? Maybe there's a weight limit. I don't know. Kind of bombardment's going on here?
We do have a
Or
ship
we
in
can
orbit. We could
bomb 'em?
bombard them.
Wouldn't do much good. They're moving around deep underground. The only time they come near the surface, and they're right on our position. You bombard them, you take us out too.
Your presence here?
Why are you out here in the first place?
There's been a lot of pirate activity in this cluster. We set up a chain of listening posts in the local systems, in case they have a staging base.
You gotta wonder if Shepard's seen Rachni here. Is she thinking she's already been betrayed? Like, they just cut this thing loose and now Rachni are attacking people. People haven't seen Rachni in, a couple millennia. And now all of a sudden they're out here attacking people. Like, Shep's gotta kind of be wondering, did I screw up here? But Shep knows too that they are intelligent.
They're not animals, they're a sentient species. You study history? They're called Rachni.
Never heard of them. Can't say I care. What we just fought was a probe. Our seismic sensors are picking up a crapload more on their way up from underground. We've got 5 minutes, tops. We might be able to hold them off if we were at peak, but you can see the fighting's busted this place up.
Yeah, we'll help.
Do what you can to secure your position. We'll see if we can get some of your defenses operational.
Aye, aye, Commander. You heard the woman. Everybody pool magazines and grenades. Take a leak and a drink while you can. And if anyone wants a smoke, it's as good a time as any.
Alright, we'll see about, if we have to park it next to it or if we could just do it remotely. That may go to the generator. Alright, cool. Oh, they're already out. Alright. Thought it might trace to it, but... Sorry if I ain't talking, concentrating here. Again, you know, shouldn't I be using my sniper rifle when they're at a distance here, Rob? Do it.
Clear.
All right.
I will destroy you! Repairs coming.
Oh, we got more. Oh, I didn't see that clock over there in the bottom right. Mike was blocking the view of it. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see if we can go into all that back in there. I doubt it, but who knows? Look.
Go, go, go!
And after this, we're gonna have. There's a little mine we need to go to clear them out. All right.
I will destroy you!
Oh, got some poison.
I'll kill you!
Up. Man, these things don't stand a chance. They're getting smoked. Look at them, they're getting totally wrecked. Obviously, it helped that we have the Mako here helping them, but man. And they got, of course, Commander Shepard here helping them. Oh, something got me. I didn't mean to use overload, but Ready to give him a little shock. A little tickle. Holy crap, man. This is why they don't give you XP. There's just so many, dude. I'm getting money there. Look at that, though. Ooh, he was coming aggressive. Come on, Rex. Put him down, man.
I will destroy you!
Damn, got right up on me. They can move close once they're on you. My lord. I can imagine how tough this is on Insanity. I don't recall, but it's gotta be something. I don't remember the first game being that hard on Insanity. I really don't.
Clear.
Like I said, overall the second game was a real challenge on Insanity. It really was. It was always you had to concentrate and really pay attention. I don't recall we're having too much difficulty on this game.
Go, go, go!
In Mass Effect 3,
Holy hell, ma'am. Talk about a near-run thing. You all right?
just finish the thought. In Mass Effect 3, I thought it was easier compared to Mass Effect 2, but I do think I played as a Vanguard on that one, and Vanguards could be very um, overpowered on it in that I mean, it's your recharge speed of charge, then Nova, charge, and like you're pretty much invincible as long as you find a new target to hit, man. And the thing that would mostly get me is grenades, and I wouldn't see the grenade, and I wouldn't see. I know that there's sometimes I would see it, but not always. That like flickering. I believe it's probably a red, you know, the exclamation point or something. I recall. It kind of warns you that it's around. Like I'd miss it so many times that there's where the grenade was, and just get myself blown up. You know? But you know, I'm doing fine. But what about you?
Never mind me, are you alright?
Still on my feet. But we've been fighting for almost 26 hours straight. None of us will be standing for long. There's one other thing I should mention. One of our other listening posts went offline 3 days ago. I don't know if it's coincidence, a pirate raid, or what. But if you want to check in on them.
Yep, we will. We'll look into
We'll
that.
check on them. I don't know why there are Rachni loose out here, but I intend to find out.
Ma'am, we're getting a signal from one of the ground scan UAVs. A big hollow space about 500 meters under the surface.
Right, that must be it. That must be where they're coming from. My people aren't in any condition for a clearing operation, though.
No, I'm on it.
Just point us in the right direction.
You don't have to do that, Commander. We've bled them. We can probably hold until a bigger ship arrives to get us off-world. If you want to take a throw at it, we'll give you the coordinates. But it's your call. You saved our asses, Commander. Thanks.
26 straight hours, but yeah, no, I don't mind helping.
If you go after that hive, watch your back.
I'm on it. But honestly, I thought Mass Effect 2. All right. Thought presented the best challenge, and I really enjoyed it. Oh man, this thing is toast. Man, I enjoyed the challenge of the Insanity on Mass Effect 2. You really had to get to cover quick, you know, be smart on how you took things on, and I thought it was really enjoyable. Like I said, I've beaten all 3 games on Insanity twice. But I don't know if I'll be doing it ever again. Like, it doesn't look like we can get in anywhere. I did enjoy the challenge. It was fun to face those challenges and to beat it, but I beat it once. I beat them all once on the original trilogy release, you know, of the games, and then once here on the Legendary Edition. These are the only games I've ever beaten at that level. I've never, and as you guys can well see from my, I'm not no super gamer here. I love games. I am a gamer, but I'm just not that great at it. I'm okay. I will say the combat in this first game is the weakest. They did improve it, in my opinion, here in the Legendary Edition. It does the gunplay feels a lot better in terms. Oh yeah, I gotta disconnect. Um, like the feedback you get when you fire with the on the controller, it feels pretty good. But the combat is still just kind of wild compared to Mass Effect 2 and 3. Between 2 and 3, they just kept getting better. All right, let's take a look at the map where we're going to next. Where it is. Right over here, I think. Yeah. Here they just keep popping out of their little holes. But yeah, there's no other game I've beaten on Insanity. I haven't even tried. I just don't. I don't play at that kind of level, man, on games. I wish I could. I was that good, but I'm not. I'm okay. But I do enjoy the combat a lot more in 2 and 3. It's more fine-tuned. I do like biotics in the first game. They're pretty cool, but I do like how they add the combos are pretty awesome in 2 and 3. And I said Andromeda, I do like how you can change up and take whatever power you like, but man, you just don't have the same level of control of your squad mates. Or I do like the mobility, like I said before. So those are aspects I hope they do carry out into the next Mass Effect, the mobility, and pick whatever power you like. But I hope they will allow us to have more control of our squad mates and their gear and all that good stuff. Yeah, it looks kind of misty in here and gross. Going on a bug hunt. Hicks and Hudson. Need a shotgun for close encounters. I heard that. And they got their, he's got his shotty. So me and you, we are gonna have to see what we can do. Honestly, I need to get my pistol because we're just gonna be trying to egg them on little by little. They come out as you approach their little spots, but you don't want to go keep aggravating all over the map. We just get little by little is what the plan is. We'll see how that goes. Of course, we got lots of things for explosions. Here, we'll go ahead and send bad boys out. Alright.
All targets down.
Yep. A little bit poisoned. See about waking these ones up. Yep. Yep, got hit again.
Area secured.
Alright. Okay.
Action.
That sounds so awesome. Love it.
Let's take them out.
I do. I like playing as an infiltrator and as an engineer. Those are pretty fun, especially in the later games. They're much better. But overall I do like playing as Biotic, and Biotic is really fun. Whether it be a an adept, Vanguard, or a Sentinel. Sentinel is probably my least favorite of those, but they're pretty handy, man. There's like not an enemy that they can't handle. So Sentinels they are useful. The first time I played the game, I played as a soldier. I just didn't understand any of the biotics, or I just didn't know what any of those powers would be or capable of doing. So I was like, I'll just be a regular soldier. Oftentimes in fantasy games and stuff, I like being a boring old uh, warrior. Not, I don't necessarily like playing mages and this kind of thing, because I just feel like I'm not gonna learn to use all the powers properly. As I know how to I know how to swing a sword and beef up and just take on the challenges that way.
Enemy sighted.
I thought I seen a enemy thing on the HUD above. Maybe it was Rex. Is that all of them? I hear Rex shooting. Oh.
Area secured.
Alright. There's gonna be some tough ones back there, man, in those rooms. Gonna be some big boys. There. Thing here? No. That's what we got left, unless something here. No. Probably right here. Yep. Good job. Yep, good job, team. Holding it down, man. Alright, let's get a save. Alright, we'll take the left room first. Go there. I don't know that it matters. Gotta get them out first. Yep.
Kill them all.
That's a big one.
Perimeter secured.
Job ain't done though. I'll save before we head into the next one though, 'cause oh, by the way, when I wanted to do the reveal of her hair, man, I was hoping that there was a way to just toggle it from, when Shepard's just standing out like this and had her helmet on. I wanted to be able to just toggle it on and off within the game, not through the menu. I don't think there was a way possible. Not that I've seen some people talking online about pressing the U button, but U button brought me to this screen, so I don't know. But yeah, I wanted to reveal her way just. She had a haircut. I didn't want people to see it in the menu. I wanted to see how she looked out. Her hair all done, like just got the best place probably on the Citadel would be a best place to get haircuts. Like I said, I don't know how she grew it out, but somehow she did. There's a big boy. Come on, Rick. There we go. Net.
Dead
we all like them, right? Dead and done. I am curious if we go back to the gal, will she recognize what we achieved here? Anything? Boom, baby. I'm not sure. I think so. Does make a comment, but we shall see. Because I'm gonna drive over there and find out. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I remember being really disappointed though in how they handled the Rachni kind of situation in the Mass Effect 3, man. You didn't really you don't get to see him in the when you're in the final mission on Earth. Like, man, I picked him. Like, they should be out here. That is something that's a lot of these mods that I have installed that you will see a more presence of the other groups that have helped. Rachni being one of them. All right, we'll head here and then we'll get off this rock. Yeah, I've definitely got my opinions about the last mission and the ending of Mass Effect 3, but I'll mostly hold off on getting into too much into that until we actually get there. And for those of you out there who played the original ending before the extended cut was released, yeah, those OGs know there were some major flaws there. Extended cut helped in some areas, but it still had plenty of flaws that, left over. All right. Redeploying. Hello.
You're a hell of a soldier.
That's it, huh?
We're good, Commander. You're a hell of a soldier.
Well, I guess we came all this way to get some praise. How sweet. All right. I probably should have saved right before that, though, 'cause could have got a crash. But save. All right. Let's see here. Right here within the same system. Got this one? Yeah. I have a feeling there's nothing out here, but we shall look. We've all seen I can very easily be wrong. Yep, see? There is something here. And that did check the outer ring, right? Yeah. Alright. Go kill some more Rachni. So that does mean Senor Rex and Senorita Liara. Hello? Come on. Load up, planet. Thank you very much. Ship just kind of blacked out there for a sec, I guess. Alright, what do we got here? There be the listing post. Anomaly. Rachni Hive. Nope, don't care. Alright, so not too concerned about. Alright, we'll come wipe out this Rachni Hive and then head to the listening post. Can't say for sure I remember this listening post too well, but we shall see. Maybe I'll remember it better when we get there. That's a pretty grim planet, I'll tell you that. I like it, seems pretty alien. Oh boy. Quite dusty and windy. We don't grind up the gears here. Damn. Never noticed how close it was. Jeez Louise. There's another giant rift like that one planet we were talking about either with the glancing blow from an ancient weapon. Man, I never paid attention to that. That was really close, really freaking large. Pretty amazing. I mean though, man, this first game had you like exploring all this in these alien worlds, man. It just really sparked your imagination. That so much of that was missing, I thought, in Andromeda. It had such potential. I'm not like just looking to shit on Andromeda. I think Andromeda has some good elements to it, but ultimately it was disappointing, and I'm just gonna be honest about that. As much like I obviously love Mass Effect. I want to see it thrive and prosper. So I think only real way you get that is by being honest in your criticism. I'm not saying they have to just listen to my criticism. I certainly just have my own opinions, but I'm a devoted fan, and they kind of lost me on Andromeda. I never beat the game. Alright, that's it there, so now off to the listening post. And we'll see what they do with Mass Effect 5. My expectations unfortunately aren't that high. I would love to be surprised and be for it to be overwhelming success. That is my hope. And I do think, especially something like Casey Hudson, who I think did have the original idea of Mass Effect, of making it a trilogy. Like how much, I don't think they had the story, certainly didn't have the story laid out of what they wanted to, out of the trilogy. Like, I think they had a general idea where they wanted it to go. Man. Bad boys in there, huh? Alright. We get those over there? Probably, but I'm not certain. But yeah, my understanding is it was Casey Hudson's idea. He brought it to the three gentlemen who owned BioWare, who created BioWare. The three doctors, I believe it were. I don't recall their names, but That's pretty wrecked, destroyed shuttle. Yeah, he told him what he had in mind for this, and they liked the sound of it. Of course, they were coming just off of KOTOR. They wanted to create something of their own, and boy, did they! Absolutely fabulous. I think, of course, later I think Drew Karpyshyn helped, the guy who wrote that first book. I've commented on a couple times. Helped contribute obviously to the story. I sincerely thank the creators for making this. It's brought me such joy, and no matter what other games do come out, whatever, whether it have been Andromeda or a fifth one that'll come out, no matter what, if they're, you know, 5 is great, or if it isn't, I'm happy to always have these 3 games. And for me, I thought the no, the little one. I was looking down at my computer. Oh. The rich lore they created, man, is pretty freaking amazing when you consider about with the Rachni, with the Krogan, and how they only the Krogan could do it and wipe them, and then the Krogan, of course, being what the Krogan are, too overly ambitious and outgrowing and war hungry, conquer, and led to their genophage. They created an awesome universe, and there's been talk of them creating, of course, like a TV show or ever making a movie or something. And yeah, if they did it right, it'd be amazing. I just again have little faith in, well, in modern Bioware, and have little faith in modern Hollywood. It's possible that there's still talented creators out there. Create a great script, and who knows, right? May create something pretty amazing. I said that my prologue video, the introduction video, like I'm not the biggest fan, as you might say, of the Disney Star Wars stuff. I do like Rogue One. I thought Solo was okay, and I thought but I think Andor is spectacular. Like it's unlike any type of Star Wars I've ever seen, and I absolutely do love Star Wars. I love the original 3. Like they played such a huge part in my life. I love the 3. But oh man, that's brutal. But Andor I thought was made absolutely brilliant. So if there are still creators out there who can do something like that, and there are talented creators that could do something with Mass Effect. Will they? I don't know. Hope so.
Shepard, their logs say they received a supply run 2 days ago. The Rachni worked fast.
Yeah, I don't like this not one bit.
2 worlds with sudden Rachni infestations. This isn't a coincidence. Tell me about that supply ship.
I will need a moment. This base is supplied by drone freighters, dispatched at irregular intervals from different depots, to reduce the likelihood of tracking. I have it. This one came from Argos Row.
You certain?
That's inside an emission nebula. The Alliance doesn't have any depots inside nebulae.
Whoever programmed that freighter did not take any pains to scrub or alter their data.
Well, there may be more Rachni.
Wherever it is, there's probably more Rachni there. Let's get to the bottom of this.
Right.
Bro, download the log. On our way then. Let's get to it. As for the three main Disney movies, um, I thought when what was it called? The Force Awakens first came out, I thought it had tremendous potential. I did right away notice how it very much followed a lot of the beats of the A New Hope. But I, for the most part, was okay with it because I did see some potential, and the real potential that I saw and wanted to see was for Finn. I thought Finn had a real interesting potential, man. That he's going to be a stormtrooper that's, broke the conditioning and is defecting, and that could have been really interesting. That was really fertile ground for telling some amazing story. And what they ended up doing with the man is it just became this side character that was for comedy relief, it seemed, and I just really thought that was so disappointing. Um, so I thought A New Hope had potential, like I say, but my hopes were high, and then we're in the artist row. When the second one came out, unfortunately, well, Rogue One came out thereafter, and I won't get too into depth into this because I don't want to bring things down. But my dad got diagnosed with cancer, stage 4, and so things, didn't go so well. And Dad fought best he could, but he did succumb eventually. And I had gone always to any Star Wars movie, man. I went with my dad, 'cause he was a huge fan as well. And the last one we got to see together was Rogue One, and we both really enjoyed it. But then he wasn't well enough to go see what was the second one called? I don't even remember. And believe me, it hurts to say, but I was such a huge Star Wars fan, but I'm just really kind of ambivalent now, or is that the word? I think so, or apathetic, I guess is the more appropriate word. Which I could have never imagined me feeling that way about Star Wars, but I thought when I first was hearing about Andor, I was like, well, I don't know, let's see, let's give it a chance. And holy shit, yeah, it was amazing. But it was unlike any Star Wars I'd ever seen. It's just very different. More about the bureaucracy of the evil through that sometimes, and the machine of that. Even how the quote unquote good guys, sometimes that gets to be pretty blurred. But, all right, taking the same crew because we're dealing with Rachni.
Equalizing interior pressure with exterior atmosphere.
So yeah, I didn't watch that second one in the theater.
The commanding officer is ashore. Exo Presley has the deck.
And when I watched it streaming, eventually I was greatly disappointed. Yeah, I wasn't a fan. And then like I don't even want to get too much into any of that. And the third one was, from what I've heard, because I've actually never watched that last one, The Rise of Skywalker, because what it's called. I've never watched it. The first Star Wars movie I've never watched, and I honestly don't care to. Man, this is a bit of a maze. Well, shit. So yeah, that's how I see modern Star Wars. Unfortunately, like I said, they were shown that are still capable riders, and people capable within Hollywood to make something of quality with Andor. It showed it. So let's hope we see more of that kind of quality going forward. Like, I'm still not going to be overly enthusiastic about anything. I'll wait patiently as things come about and see how it unfolds. But, oh man, like I was a child of the '70s, and Star Wars played such a huge role in my life, man. I thought Luke Skywalker was the greatest hero ever. I was came out in '77. I was only 3, but I watched it so much. Oh my god. Quite a bit of corrupted data there. Let's see what's going on here. Data. All right. We will be just finishing this mission and bringing it to a close. These missions definitely took a little longer, but they've been fun. They've been good. Man, there's so much stuff. If anybody wants to know about that hair mods, like, there's a ton of different options on it. I'll put a link in the comments if anyone wants to. That sucks. Take the recorder. Say anything, Mira? No. Right. Alright. Plug that in and see what it says.
Personal data recorder for Major Elena Flores.
Alright. On the entry 1, please.
Play the first entry.
Sigma 23 is almost fully operational. The barracks and storage lockers are complete, and we've begun stocking the munitions. It's highly unlikely the Alliance will patrol in the nebula. I expect our only risk will be from pirates, and who'll believe them? Looks like we'll have space for 2 reinforced platoons of Cerberus commandos.
Cerberus may be a bigger threat than we had assumed.
Yep. And they get bigger and bigger. Entry 2.
Play the second entry.
The package arrived today for field testing. I'm told they're fundamentally similar to the units being developed on Noveria. They promise this batch will be stable. Something about them developing in proximity to the master control unit. We detected some pirates setting up an anchorage in a neighboring system. I think we'll try deploying them there first.
Straight up evil, man. Entry 3.
Play the last entry.
They've escaped containment. Clever
What?
bastards. We treated them like animals. We should have treated them like POWs. They're spreading. Boarding the supply ships and sending them to random destinations. They'll be all over the cluster in a week.
Oh, well done.
General, if you recover this message, my advice is, screw the Rachni. They're too smart. Use one of the other projects. Flores, signing off. For the final time.
This is a familiar story. A failed experiment with the Rachni. Nice to see humans are consistently stupid.
Hey, Rex, come on, man.
Let's go.
Alright. I mean, you're not wrong, Rex, but come on, man. Oh. Oh boy. Let's get the shit out of here. Oh man, and with that base in here, let's see if I can recall. We ain't got time. I got time for stuff though. Oh damn. Whoop. No. Oh my god. I did not mean to. I'm cool with failing because I actually did it. I'll be damned. I haven't done that in ages. Are you shiting me? Oh. There we go. No problem. Easy, bunny. Where you guys at? Come on. This was easy. Where y'all at? Come on, Rex. Rex made it. Liara? Yep, we're gonna abandon the gal. That, or she's gonna fast travel to us. 10, 9, 10. Let's go. Hey, you still ain't scanning me. Alright. They've been trying to scan me.
The commanding officer is aboard. XO Presley stands relieved.
Cool. Well, none snuck in, I hope. I do have a question. Maybe someone can answer about the Normandy before we get to the end over there. Now we know from the opening of Mass Effect 2 that there is an escape pod here. It opens up, I guess, pulls up, and then you escape. Where are the rest of the escape pods? Where are they located at? Where do you go to jump in them? Are they within this area? Do those things go up and there's the pods here? Look down here where to me it's not clear. It all happens pretty quick on this, but are they here? Is this little guardrail thing that's there, like, do those raise up and it clears, and then the pods are there within that? It kind of seems like that's the area that they run to. Because obviously Shep is over here messing with shit, and Liara, or whoever your love interest is, if you have one. I think if you don't have a love interest, it will be Liara that comes to us here. And we send her on her way, and I think she goes off this way. Now, is it just right here? Oh, no. Is it even on the lower deck? Sure, but if anyone knows where they're located, I'd love to hear. Replenish her grenades or anything? No. Check our locker. All right. Well, guys, that was fun. I enjoyed it. Next one we'll be doing a whole bunch of side missions. Honestly, we'll be trying to knock out as many as we can, and that should be like, this may be a long video. I'm already not sure, but we will be doing a bunch of them in the next video, and then after that, I believe the video will be Vermeer towards the end game. So we don't have far to go. Actually, I thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope did enjoy it. You'll hit the like button, and that you'll subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can continue to follow Bella Shepard's journey through the Mass Effect universe, through these 3 games that I absolutely love. I thank you for joining me, and I'll catch y'all around. See ya. Later.